Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Digital Bazookas Tech Academy. That's the moment, right? This is the moment. So, for people that are new or just are joining us for the first time, we are Digital Bazookas Tech Academy. And just like our name, we are institute, right? We are academy. So we have a lot of courses we offer. So before the end of this training, I'll be listing some of our courses and the prices. So if there is anyone you are willing to join, you're welcome to be part of our team. All right. So we are doing a free giving back to the society or supporting our men. But equally, all our women are welcome. Last time we did the women in tech, and all the men were complaining, so they called and we answered. So here it is. We did the votes. We voted for the courses that we can go about or we can talk about today, and ITF Plus and Notion CRMs won. So I have to take a Notion from CRM because I won't be able to take care of all CRM and ITF the same day. So that's why we now take a. We took one CRM tools, which is Notion, and with ITF Plus, right? So as they were going on now, you'll be able to understand more things about the courses. So welcome, and I love you all. And thank you for joining. Let's start. So if you can see my screen, the first topic we have today is what we call the Notion. What is Notion? What do you think is Notion? What can we use Notion for? You can see what it says on the screen, right? Is a web-based application. We can actually use it to collaborate with our team, right? We can use it to organize what? Our project, starting from planning to finish. Notion is one of the tools or software tools that I love so much because personally, if your company is using Notion, it has all the functions required for you to start a project and finish a project. When you come to Notion, you talk about the pages, the blocks, the database, the automations, has the button sections, templates. So it has a lot of what? A lot of functions that we'll be looking into in few minutes. All right. So I said that a Notion is a web-based what application, right? You can actually use it from your mobile versions, and we equally have a desktop version, right? So this can be used to do what? To plan, collaborate, and organize the projects, right? Starting from the blocks, we are going to see all the blocks, the paragraphs, the image, the table, the list, lots more, right? All right, let's keep going. Sorry, guys, I think I pressed twice. Oh, we're here, right? All right. So these are the features of what? Of a Notion, the knowledge base, team collaboration, the template. Do you understand? Um, Notion is available in all platforms. Just students can use Notion, freelancers can use it, companies can use, organizations, project managers, writers, a lot of people. In short, everybody can use Notion. You can actually use Notion for your private use. Enough of this. Let's see what Notion looks like, right? So for people that don't have a Notion first time, I'll be using a private browser because I have a Notion. I want you to understand the step-by-step of signing in, right? So step by step. So let's see what a Notion looks like. So I'm going to drop the I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to copy the link and drop it in the chat room. So I kindly click on it and follow along. All right. Kindly do what? Click on it and follow along. Right. Do you guys see that in the chat room? Do you guys see that in the chat room? Please just type, let me know. All right. So this is a Notion what? Home screen, right? This is a Notion home screen. How do we get to Notion, right? How do we get to Notion? Um, all right, thank you. So you click on what? Get Notion for free. Let's start here with a free what? Free Notion plan before we can actually do what? Upgrade, right? So for me, I love logging into any tools with my using my Google account. It's faster and it's easier, and it makes it easier for me to do to come back anytime. Let's say I want to actually use a different email so that um let me see. I don't know if I've used this or let me use this one. I'm trying to find an email that I've not actually used in a Notion so that it doesn't, I want us to see this step by steps, right? All right. So let's see if this has been used or not. All right. So we're going to click on our continue, right? Remember what? I'm logging in with my Word, with my Google, right? I'm logging in. I continue with the Google. Now, Notion is going to ask me a few questions to understand why I'm here, right? It's asking me, how do you want me to use, how do you want to use Notion? Do I want to use it for work? For my personal life, I choose what? For work. Let's say I'm using it with my teams, right? And you want me to do what? Tell us about yourself. Let me say I'm a product designer or anything you like, you can choose, right? So what are you planning on using Notion for? We can actually take one or we can skip, right? Or do we have to skip? Let's say we want to use it on our projects, right? We want to use what? Use that on our project, then we can click next, right? We can click what? Next. All right. So start with your theme. So here I will be able to do what? So I invite some of my team members. Fast fingers, please. If you want me to invite you, kindly put your email there. I'm coming back to take some few emails. Meanwhile, let me take myself. Let me just invite myself first. All right. So fast fingers, if you want me to invite you in the Notion practical, please drop your email there. I'm coming back to take the email. Right. All right. Let's see people that dropped so fast. All right. We have Anyanwu Chizoba. Chizoba, you're always very fast in dropping your in dropping this your email, right? So we have Anyanwu Chizoba. Don't worry, I will see if I can take more. Uh, we have Solomon Divine. Solomon, I please make sure you go to your email to accept it. All right. So you can join us and make it fun. Remember, we are here to let's see who is the nice person I'm taking there. Sorry if I will not take your mails, please. It's just a game of luck, all right? So Taiwo, you dropped first, so I should be nice with you. And the last person actually will be who? Who is the lucky person? Okay, Winnie, right? So it's enough. Don't worry. If I still have any space for more, I'm coming back to take more, right? So let's just move on with this. All right, sweeties. So now I'm inviting my teammates, people that I want them to work with me in my Notion, right? All right. Of course, we are going to continue because we are trying our free what? Our free version, right? So it's asking me, do I want to install Notion desktop app? No, I just want to skip it by now for now, right? Boom. And this is where we are. It said what? Welcome. Right? It told me what? Welcome. So I hope you guys are following me step by step, right? You guys followed me, right? All right. So you can follow me step by step. Let's just say I'm done with it. The what? I'm done with The tour, we don't need a tour, right? Actually, the first thing I love my students to do is to start by doing what? By setting up their profile, right? The first thing I love my students to do is to set up their profile. There are several reasons why you need to set up your profile anytime you are joining the new tools. One, for people, your teammates, for your organization to be able to recognize you, to know your name, because recently all of us are working what? We are working what? Remotely, right? So the only thing that gave them the clue who you are or what your name is will be what? Your picture and your name. So to do that, I can actually replace my picture. So let's say I don't have a picture here and I want to bring in my picture. I can actually do that by coming to my laptop, right? So let me say, select this picture, for example, and it's going to do what? It's going to replace what I have here, right? So it has replaced it. I can actually make sure I adjust it properly. So when you move down, you'll be able to see the email, right? This is the email we use to log in, the password, our two-step verification. So if you want to actually add, it's encouraging anyway for you to add a two-step verification, right? So when you move down more, you are going to see your support access and a lot more. Like deleting your account, you are not here to delete our account, right? So let's just leave that sections. So this is appearance. How do you want your stuff to appear? For me, I love using a dark mode. Why? Because I'm always on the laptop, so I ensure I use something to make it protect my eyes and more, right? So the language, this is where you are going to come to do what? To select the language you want to use or your language. So this is English, US. I think it's fine. When do you start your weeks? Right? I start on Monday. Some people says on Sunday, but for me, man, my first day of the week is on Monday, right? Time zone. So I can come to this place and select my time zone. So my current time zone by default is what? Lagos. I put Lagos. I set from my system, right? So that I don't miss my classes. You understand? All right. So if you want to open links in your desktop app, you can on that your privacy, customization, and the cookie settings, right? So we won't be saying much about those ones. So let's go to our notification. So this is the area we can actually set our notification. How do you want to receive a notification? Your email, right? Do you want to receive email anytime you get a comment and you are mentioned, or someone invites you, or there is a reminder, or you have access request, or what property changes in your what in your workspace? Do you want to be getting a email notification? If you want, you can put it on, and I think it's okay to put it on so that you'll be able to work perfectly and get all notification that when you are required, right? So if you want to always send email notification, receive emails about activities in your workspace, right? Any email, even though you are not active on the app, you can on this. So a page updates. If you want to receive an email, right, for changes to a page you are what you are subscribed to. So these are the areas we can actually come to do to set our email notification. How do we want to receive email? Do we want to actually get emails when there is announcement or email update, right? So here you see your Slack. If you have Slack and you want to integrate your Slack, or you want to pull your Notion into Slack, you can actually integrate both of them, then you can turn the notification on. That means you can actually get all notification from Notion when in your Slack, or Slack in your Notion. Either ways, that will be notifications, right? All right, this is our connections, and this is our what? This is our things we can actually connect with our Notion. You can see we have a lot of these are Notion AI connectors, and these are Slack and our Google Drive. So you can actually connect or sync or integrate them into your Notion. Then this is our general our workspace setting, right? Our workspace settings. So you can actually use an icon or you can do what? You can use an emoji or you can use an icon. But for me, I love uploading directly my logo from the system. So let's go and get one of our logo and make it appear there, right? Which one are we using? All right, let's just take this one and we are saving it there, right? All right, so the logo is there and you can see the name of the workspace, right? So I can actually decide to change it to what? Digital bazookas, right? Workspace. So this is okay. This is where we are going to change everything we want. Trusted domain. Like I can allow my emails, allow emails domain. So anyone with my email address, at least this domain can automatically join my workspace if you want, especially when you are working as a manager in a company. It's advisable, but for me, I don't need it. So you can actually export all your workspace content, and you can equally do that, export the numbers as a CSV. Do you understand? So I think this is our analytics. So it's not, I put it on already because I will know how we are performing and other things. So this is where we're going to, you change have not been saved. All right. Save changes. Yes, sorry. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't save my changes and I wanted to exit, right? So I supposed to click on what? Update, right? So for it to update, right? So let's go back to my settings, right? So this is all about our setting, people, right? We want to talk about the people. This is where I can actually add a member. In Notion, I love adding my theme as a group, you know. I love adding them as a group, or sorry, as a guest, sorry. If I add them as a guest, yeah, I'm not gonna pay more, and I will not. They will not ask me to, like, it's free. You know, if I understand where I'm going. Let's say if I can get more, 2 or 3, just king beds. You are lucky. Let me just. Have I added king beds? I think yeah, I've added king beds, right? All right, I can add one or more. I will need the recording voice notes. All right, so somebody said he needs a recording voice note. Why? Why will you need my recording voice? The video will be uploaded, don't worry. The video will be uploaded in our YouTube, so you can actually go there and take wherever you want. All right, sweetie. All right, so we can actually add one or more members here. So when I'm adding a member, I'll be able to do what? To add the roles and the manage. But the issue here is that I have to do what? I have to do what? You have to, let me say I'm adding this person. Do you see? It's not allowing me. Why? Because I have to do what? I have to upgrade, right? Type and paste the mail below, but it's not gonna work. Why? Because this is a free word version, right? So our team space, this is our team space, and lots more security emoji, so on. All right, so let's just leave this place now. Welcome to our words, our Notion. So from here you are going to see what? Our workspace. Remember, we change it to what? We change it to digital bazookas workspace. So you can see I am in a free plan and I have 5 members already that I've added. So I have the permission to do what? To add new workspace if I want to. All right, I can equally add another account of me that has this Notion, right? So from the left section menu, you are going to see our search bar. So we'll be using this search bar more, especially when you are working in a very big organization. If you're working in a very big organization, you will be needing the search bar. Very soon, I'm going to show you how we can actually use a search bar and why it's very important. So this is our home screen now, and we have our inbox. So everything that we're going to do in Notion, we'll be doing what? We'll be pumping up here, right? So we've not started. That's why we don't have anything in our inbox. So very soon we start what? We start receiving messages in our inbox. Is that okay? We start receiving messages in our inbox. Now this is a welcome to Notion. Let's start. And as we are starting, we are going down, we'll be able to see a lot of things. So let's see what we can actually use Motion to do. Let's start by creating what we call the page, right? So we want to create what? We want to create a page. For you to understand what I want to do, I want to create a 4 page. I want to create 4 page. I want to show you how we can actually create pages, right? So we start by creating, which one are we going to name this? Let's say we are calling this IT support page, right? This is IT support page, right? So we've created one page and we have an option to do what? To add some icons, to add some what? Some emoji, right? So we can come to icon and upload. We can equally do what? We can equally use an emoji. Let's say I want to use an emoji, then I come down like this. I choose this one, right? The speech emoji, right? Do you understand? So we have a lot of what? A lot of options. We can add a comment. But before that, let's start adding our what? Our cover, right? So by default, we have a lot of covers, right? By default, we have a lot of cover. So we have color. We have color and what? And gradients, right? So if you move down more, you're going to see more what, more covers, right? We can actually choose any one. Let's say I selected this and I want this, and I selected this. I equally can come to this place and do what, and reposition to what I want it to be, right? So now we've created the one page, right? Okay, remember what I told you guys, that we're going to create 4 page. So how do we create pages? First, I can create a page by clicking on the plus button. That's the first thing I did. I equally have an option to create another page by adding new page from here. So let's say because we've used the first option, we want to use the second option. I'm coming to this. So let's say start. I can equally do what? Welcome to Notion. I want to add a page here. So I click on the a page, right? Okay. The second page we want to create is what? On our virtual what? Our virtual assistant, right? Our virtual assistant, right? So let's say this is our second page. We can actually do the same thing. We'll come to this place. Remember, we've already used an emoji. Now I want to show you, you can actually use an icon. So let's say we want to use this Alan for, we want to use this for what? For our virtual assistant. I'm so sorry, lovers. Let's just manage this, right? So coming to our page, our cover, right? So we've selected one from what? From the gallery. Now I want us to go and take one from our lappy by following the upload, right? By following the upload. Let me see if I have a picture here. Um, I don't know if this can go. All right, let me go to my this all right, we have a lot here. So let's say I decided to select one of my banners, company banners, right? I have a lot. Okay, let's just go with this. So we can actually do what? After it's uploaded, we can actually do what? We can actually reposition. Do you understand? So you are going to see the beauty of um, Notion, right? So you can see, remember this is the second one. Is remaining what? Is remaining two, right? All right. So let's go and create something else. And how else can we do that? We can actually come to private and we're going to click on this and we're going to have another page. What will you name this one? Let's say we call this one cybersecurity, right? Cyber what? Security, right? So we want to add an icon. We've already used what? Emoji icon. We can equally upload, right? Let's say we want to upload and we want to upload from the system, right? So let's say just use anyone. Let's just select anyone. Let's say we are taking Bazooka's Empire. We'll go for this and we save it up, right? Are you getting what I'm doing? I want you to see all the functions. We have what? We have 3 steps we can actually use to do what? To add a cover. And we equally have 4 logos. So for us to add a cover, we've done what? We've selected what? The gallery, the upload. We can use a link and we can use a splash by going directly to the web. Let's say I want a car. I want to put up a car there and I'm going to select directly from the web. I'm going for my Porsche. I love this car so much. I don't know why. Every time I'm doing my training, I end up picking it. Maybe the Punch company have to consider me. Oh. What do you guys think? All right, so we just selected, we've created what? We've created three pages, right? We have our virtual assistant, IT support, and we're going to have the last one, which we are going to use to do what? To create, we are going to call this the ITF plus, right? And we are going to use it to do what? As a folder. We are going to create what? Folder. We want to create it as a folder, right? So I'm going to add a folder icon, right? Let me just look for it. So folder icon, is that clear? So we can equally add a cover, right? We can equally add a cover, right? So let's see, we want to add a cover and we want to upload from the system, right? The link, we can actually embed a link, but the only issue with the link is that it's not gonna show us a beautiful picture. So let's just use this one. All right, this is us. Let's reposition properly, right? So we are repositioning. All right, good to go. So do you know why I created this folder? Because I want you to understand that you can actually create a folder in your Notion and pack all your problems, all your properties inside this folder. For example, we have a folder we call our ITF. We can start to move our cyber security page inside, virtual assistant inside, IT support inside, right? So now when we click on our folder, we'll be able to see all the pages we've created, right? So Notion we make you to organize your work. So instead of you having a very, very unorganized home screen, you are going to be able to, you can create several pages of work and still create one folder or two or three folder and move all into the same folder. So let's say we want to do something with security file. We can actually still click on it and we work on our security file. Is that clear? Is that clear? Remember, if you have a question, what will you do? Drop it down for me. Now let's start because I want us to see we've gone through the pages. We want to start the real training. We can actually create a page inside a page. For example, if I want to create a page here, how do I do that? My slash. When I put my slash, I can actually do what? Start creating a page by clicking on slash page. Do you see what I did? This is my welcome to Notion, and it's what my cybersecurity. So I'm trying to build a new folder inside there, a new what? A new page inside the cybersecurity page. I'm trying to show you that you can actually create a page in a page using your Notion. Do you understand? So it's a very great tool that is going to enable you to arrange all your work perfectly. This is a cybersecurity, right? All right. Let's say we want to discuss about which topic are we going to talk about in cybersecurity? What is security? Noun, right? So we want to discuss about what is security. So we are going to do, okay, this car is not bad. Let's say it's our police car. So we are going to go the same process. If you need it to be looks more organized and better, you can actually do that, right? Let's say put it on something like security because I want to have something that looks like a security, right? Which one are we going to take? Do we have something like key here? Like this is better. So let's just select this. Right, this is okay. So we can actually do what? Reposition, right? To show this is all about security. Do you understand? So first, we are able to create 4 pages and we created a folder, right? ITF, and we move all our pages inside a folder, which makes our work to be well organized. And we selected one of the pages we created, which is cybersecurity, and we created another page inside cybersecurity, which is what? Which is what? Security. Do you see how we are now trying to do what? To arrange our what? Our works, our project to ensure they are well clean and well organized. Now, I'm going to start by showing you things we can actually do. Remember what I told you? This is a page, right? This is what? A page. Let's say we want to know what a cybersecurity is, right? I say, well, what is a... Sorry, I'll be typing in capital letters so you guys can see it in more. What is what? Cybersecurity. First, Let's start with cybersecurity. Don't worry. It's going to be very full, right? We want to know what is the cybersecurity. Now I highlighted this. Immediately I highlighted it, I have an options that pumps up the function options. And what I want AI to help me, I need an explanation, right? So I want AI to tell me what a cybersecurity is. This is the most amazing part of Notion, right? You can, if you're working with Notion and you don't know the definition or you want to make it faster, you can actually ask your AI. And if you go through the message and it's okay, what do we have here? It says cybersecurity is the practice of protecting our computer servers. It's okay. For the sake of the trading, we are accepting it. So we click on what? Insert below. Do you understand? So we have what we call the security. How do I know this is a block? Do you guys see? I can move it up and down. That's why I know it is what? A block, right? So we are able to get the definition of a cybersecurity. Now I want to know what is what. What is security? Are you getting me? Are you guys following me? So we want to know what is the security, right? So we are going to use the same function, asking our AI, our Notion AI, to tell us what a security is. Do you see why a Notion tools is one of the amazing tools we are going to see? Right? So let's go down. So you have a lot of options like you can try again if you don't like the definition of what you are giving, or you can do what you can insert, or you can close, or you can get Notion AI direct. So for the, let's just say we are using this, right? All right, let me show you why Notion is amazing. Let's say we want all the security, we want to do comparison of security and cyber security. We can actually move it. Do you see the light blue line? When it appears, it's ready to go. You can actually leave it. So the same thing, I can come to move my security and I go until I see the blue line. Do you see how we are able to do what? Start organizing our work. Is that not amazing, sweeties? So sometimes we are talking about some tools, and if you know how to use them, you can actually organize your company's project perfectly like a pro, right? So we've done what? We've created 4 pages. We've created a folder. We've created a page inside a page. Now we've started, want to see how we can actually use what? Notion, right? So this is the first one. Now I want us to step down to what? To blocks. In Notion, we said we have a lot of blocks in Notion, right? We have a lot of what? Blocks in Notion. So I'll start doing what? I'll start bringing all the blocks one by one. Sorry, I want to make sure I teach you guys every single damn thing. So we are not leaving anyone today, right? So the first let's go back to our list block, right? Our list view is for what? Is our database. So we are going to come back to our list view, but I want you to observe something. Did you see it? Did you observe it? The slash function. That's all you need to pull all the Notion blocks we have. Can we go again? All right, let's do it. The slash. I brought out the slash. Let's say I'm looking for what they call out a block like this, right? So you can see I now have a call out blocks, right? I have what? A call out blocks. I can actually draw my cybersecurity definition inside my what? Inside my call out. Then here I will be able to do what? To highlight and make it bold. I can use all these functions, right? I can equally change what? The text color. Let's say I want this to be a blue or I want it to be green. I can now start doing the magic with what? With my Notion tools. How did I get to this? I said what? I use my slash button, right? Then I did what? I have to, because it's a what? My slash button, I use what? A call out, right? Then I click on call out. I have what? The call out block functions. I have to do what? Drag. Remember, is what is a block. So I dragged what? What is a security? I put it there. I usually do what? I drag the meaning of what is a security. Do you see how I'm organizing my work? The same thing, we can actually do what? You can highlight. If you highlight, you have an option to do what? To make it bold. Change the colors, right? So let's say we want to make it bold and change the colors. Let me make that bold first. Then I'm coming to change the colors. Which one do we select? Let's say we selected this one. Do you see how we are using our Notion to prepare what? To make our work so organized. Is that making sense? Now, let's say I'm working on all the product I have in a Digital Bazooka Tech Academy. And I want my company is working on this proposal or this project that they want to submit all our courses to our clients. How do I do that? I want to use my Notion. I can actually do what? Use it by using a checkbox, right? It's called a checkbox in other tools, but here it's called to do list. Do you understand? It's called what? A do list. So let's say this is called what? I want to name them one after the other so that we don't miss them, right? So the first block we said is what? The colored blocks. The colored what? Blocks, right? So this is the first block we just named, right? So this is it, and it's called the colored block. So we want to talk about the what? Before this, let me just go down a bit more. Let's take it off here, bring it down more, and I bring it out because I want to do what? I want to name it as the second one, and it's called what? To-do list. To do what? To-do list block. Don't forget, we are going to name all the blocks that we need. And for that, we are going to use our slash button again and do what? To do. So when you click on to-do list, we are going to use a to-do list. Now, I will start naming all the courses. IT what? IT support. We have our IT support training, right? We have our IT support training. We have our virtual assistant, right? We have our customer support. Customer what? Customer support, right? We have our data analytics and lots more, right? So do you see how I used my what? My to-do list to do what? To list all the product that we have in Digital Bazooka. That means using my Notion can actually enable us to do what? To do better. A customer says is interested in our IT support training. That's okay. No need of writing a big drama. My supervisor is going to understand that this particular customer likes our IT support, or he needs our data analytics, or is interested in our virtual assistant. We can actually do what? Checklist and undo. Is that clear? All right. So the third block I'm going to talk about is what we call the bulleted block. The bulleted block. All right. We have what we call the bulleted, right? The bulleted blocks. And for us to understand these blocks very well, I'm going to ask our AI to do what? To tell me the meaning of IT support, right? What is what? What is, okay, list. Let it list it. Tell me. No, let you tell me, because if you list it, what is, what are the car models? Sorry, I love cars so much. Right? Let's see. I want to ask AI to do what? To help me to list the car models, right? That we have. Let's say we have a lot of car models, or I want him to list the courses or the topic under what? IT support. All right, let it go like this. I want to use this for example, only to show you what our bulleted what block is. All right, he has given me something like this, right? All right, so let me just make it look as if they are all different from each other, right? So I want to show you how we can actually reach our what? Our bulleted list, right? So do you see this? You can actually click on this. It's called what? The wafer buttons. So when you click on the wafer button, it's going to take you to turn into Come to bulleted list and click on it. Do you see how you can actually bring out your bulleted list from where? From the what? From your Notion. Do you understand? So when you're working with Notion, you will be able to understand all the blocks so that when you are organizing your work, it's going to be very perfect. The same thing goes when we want to do what? When we want to talk about our numbered list. We have what we call the numbered blocks, right? So let's say we want to talk about our numbered what? Our numbered blocks. So these are the things. These are the what if you are employed today and your company is using Notion. Will you tell them you don't know what a Notion is? All right, I want this to do the job for me now. I say, tell me everything, right? About IT support. Sorry, IT what? Support. Just a very few things for us because we want to use it, right? We want to use this one. So let him give me something so that you understand how we can actually use what our numbered. I can actually turn this to a numbered list, but I want all the work to be there until we do what? Until we start our full revisions. All right. So let's say we are selecting this and we're making them look so different from each other, right? We are making them look different from each other so that they will not sound like a statement, right? So I highlighted it. I came to my what waffle icons. Then I did the same thing by doing what? By clicking on turn into. Do you see the numbered list? So I come to numbered list and it automatically turned it to my numbered blocks. Do you understand? The numbered blocks. So when you understand all the functions and how to use your Notion, it's going to enable you to do what? It's going to enable you to arrange your work properly and it's going to be well professionally what? Used. Do you understand? All right, let me see if there is another ones that we are going to talk about. The sublist, you know how to create the sublist. Then another good one is that I love using is our toggle list. Our toggle list. I may not be able to talk about all right, let's see what a toggle list looks like. Our toggle list can be, for example, let me first of all, our toggle blocks first, right? So this is the kind of the type of blocks we are talking about. Let me bring this space so we have some space between each of the blocks. So this is another blocks that we want to talk about, which is the toggle blocks, right? So let's say I want to copy this now, right? I want to copy all this, for example, to use them, right? I'm just going to copy only two. So I copy this, right? I did the what? Slash my toggle list, right? My toggle list. Do you understand? So I just created a toggle list. Then I paste my what? What is IT support? That is what I want to put where? In my toggle list, right? So the second one I picked was my virtual assistant, right? Because I want you guys to understand how I want to form my toggle list. I use my slash, but then I looked for my toggle word, toggle list block. So I put this one too, right? So now how do I start using this toggle list? So I can come to this place now and I will ask AI to do what? To explain what is an IT support, right? It's going to explain what is an IT support. So when he explains what is an IT support, I can actually do what? I am going to do what? I can copy it, right? Let's say I copied it and I put it up in my my toggle list, right? Is that clear? So I put it up in my toggle list. All right, let's go and do the same thing. Let's ask AI to do us to tell us the meaning of a virtual assistant, right? We want to know the meaning of a virtual assistant, right? So he's giving us his own meaning. Okay, it's fine. Let's just take it again. Oh, sorry. I think I missed that, right? So let's just copy the meaning of whatever the AI is giving us just for the training because I need I need something to fill up the the toggle list, right? So I'm going to click on my toggle list, right? This is my toggle list. Then I'm going to do what? I'm going to insert inside again. Do you understand? So this is, I can actually use a toggle list to do what? A toggle list block to do what? To arrange my work. So I'm going to click on all these, and my work is going to be very neat and properly arranged using what? Using my toggle list. So when my supervisor or when my teammates, the comp, they want to know everything I've done, or all the description, or all the explanation, or everything about the customer, right? They can actually click on my toggle list. Do you see how I can actually use my toggle list to do what? To arrange my projects. Are you guys understanding? I want to take it what? Step by step so that we get all the meaning, right? All right. Another blocks I want us to talk about is content, content blocks. Then after content block, maybe we'll look at a table block. Okay, let's see what a table block is before we go to a list of content, right? So let's talk about what? Our table what? Our table blocks. All right, this is a table blocks, right? So we are going to do what? We are going to use our hash button again to look for our table block. I want you to take care of this. We have a table what? All right, let me just, we should have three, right? Oh, sorry, I removed the B. All right, let's do it again, sweeties. All right, we have what? We have three tables. Be very careful. We have table view, which is our database, and we have table of content. So after table blocks, maybe I will show you the difference between table blocks and the table of content, how to use them. So let's start with our table, right? So you can see it has already done what? It has already inverted our table in. So we can actually do what? Add more by clicking on this plus button. Up or down, we can do the same, right? I want to put all the information of all my students that purchased what? Our product last week. I'm putting up a title here, right? Let's say here I want it to be name. Here I want it to be the email of all the students. And here is what? Their phone number, right? Because I want my supervisor to see people that just bought our product, right? So I'm using Taiwo as the first person, right? Taiwo is the first student that purchased our product. Divine, right? Divine actually bought our product, and we can add more, right? Remember, we can add more by clicking on the what? On the plus button, right? So we have Precious. We have Precious. So this is the plus button. If you want to add more, this is the plus button under the table, and the same thing by the side, you can see the plus button. So these are all the students that just purchased our product. Let's say we are using the company's email, right? All right, this is our email, right? So if I don't want to, just like our words, just like our spreadsheet, right? You can actually highlight, or you can do what? You can double click and put to size. Do you understand? Another way is that you can actually do what? Click on this to fit. Do you understand? You can actually do what? You can double click to fit, or you can use this, or you can manually do what? Move the tables. Are you understanding me? So you can do this for them to fit in, or you can manually do it, or you can equally do a double click. Are you understanding me? All right. So for here, we want to highlight all these ones, and we have options that pumped up. Do you see the option that pumped up? We can actually copy it into blocks. We can turn it into a database, but we don't want to do that right now, right? So let me see. I'm going to come to this place to do what? Our options. No, sorry. I want only the first one. All right. This is the only thing I want. I want to turn it into what? Header row. Right. So I just turned the first one into what? A header row. Remember how to bring out our options. Do you remember? If we highlight, we'll be able to do what? To bring out the options. Do you see the way we turned it into a header rows, right? So when you click on what? When you click on our waffle button or waffle icons, you'll be able to see a lot of what? A lot of options. And let's say we want to change the background, right? If you want to change the background and you click here, you'll be able to do what? To come to this area, and you'll see a lot of options to move into, to turn into the what database, to copy with a block, or to comment, right? You can equally ask AI, you can duplicate your table. So we have a lot of options. The same thing, you can equally do what? You can equally turn the header. The header what? The header column, you can actually turn it to be what? Turn it into a header column. Do you understand? If you have any question, please drop it where? Drop it in the chat box. I'm coming back to check on them. If you have a question, do we have a question there? So if there's anything I'm saying that you don't understand, kindly do what? Kindly drop them there. I will be there soon to help everybody understand what we are doing. So here is where we are going to do what? Change the color section. So we have an option to do what? You can actually change the color section, the text color, and the what? The background color, right? So you can insert more by left or by right. Let's say we want to insert more by left. You can actually do that, right? The same thing. If you click here, you'll be able to have an option to add a what? A text color, or you can do what? You can actually change the whole background. How do you do that? By clicking on the color. Then you go back down to what? The color background, anyone you want to change. So you can actually organize your work using what? Using a table blocks. Do you understand? You can actually organize your work using what? A table blocks. So when you learn how to use your Notion, and you are working with a company that uses Notion to start and finish their project, is going to do what? It's going to enable things to be more easier for you. So another one I want us to talk, and I love this one so much, is our table of content. Remember, I told you guys after this one, we are going to discuss about the table of what? Of content, right? So we're going to look at our table of content blocks, right? So let's see what we have as our table of contents. And for us to do that, remember how we got to the others. So we can actually do that by clicking on looking for what? Table of content. And here comes our table of content. Remember, we've used our table, and we are here to use our table of content. So now, how do we use table of content? This is it, right? There's nothing there. All right, let's say we want to know all the car brands, or all right, let me say all the beautiful countries. We can use anything, right? Let's say we want all the beautiful what? Countries, right? So we can ask to do what? Name, or do what? List all the beautiful what? All the beautiful countries, right? All right, let me use AI for the last time, so that is going to help us to name or list all the beautiful countries, right? So what did he tell me? Name or list appears to be all right. Okay, let me just give him more command that kindly list all the countries in Europe, right? Let's see if you can give us something better from here, right? So because I want something that we can have a list, then we'll be able to do what? We'll be able to, yeah, this is okay. This is okay. This is beautiful, right? This is the list of all the countries in Europe, but this is quite too much for us. This is quite too much, but let's use it and highlight, right? So this is all the countries in where? In Europe. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to highlight all this that he gave us. Now I'm going to do what? I want to highlight all the list, right? Ticks. So we're going to, I want to do what? I want to put them on the what? Turn them into what? Into heading one, right? I've turned them into heading one, right? This is it, right? I've turned them into what? Into heading one, right? So now, because I've turned them into heading one, I want to do what? I want to see what I can do with this now, right? So let me say I highlighted this ones again. I highlighted them again, right? But this is quite too long. I want to turn them into what? Into heading two, because I want them to have different functions, right? So I highlighted the second one, and I was able to turn them into what? Heading two, right? So this is about Adona, right? So Adona is let's say I want I want him to tell me about everything. Tell us everything, right? Everything about what? Andorra, right? So let's just say we want this one. Explain, right? Let's let him tell us some few things about what Adona. So we want Adora, right? We want to have few what is about this country. We don't know much about this country, right? So this is it, right? All right. So okay, I'm going to accept. Let's say I accepted this and inserted it here, right? Already it has inserted it there, right? Right? This is it. About tell us about Adona, right? So did I copy? No, I didn't copy it. Sorry, guys. So let's see if I will be able to get it now. All right, insert below, right? It has inserted it below, right? So let me go up and show you how to use a table of contents. We can add more meaning to those. Let me go down more so we have a different space between the first headers and the second one. So let me see, where is Italy? Where is Italy? All right, I do not appear there. All right, we have two. So let's say I want to talk about Italy now. So I'm going to ask him to do what? Tell me everything, right? About Italy. Right, so let's see, know a few things about Italy, because it's going to enable us to understand how our table of contents works, right? So we want to understand how our table of contents work. Here we can decide to do what? We can decide to do what? To add this into what? Into our callout table, right? We can actually put it inside a callout table by dragging this to this place. You see, you can actually use your what? You can actually use your this let me say, I want to put this into a colored there, colored blocks. So I can actually put it here, right? You can equally do what again? You can actually do what? You can equally turn this into what? Into what? You can turn it into a toggle block, right? You can turn it into a toggle block, right? All right, so let's see. Let's finish one before I got I got carried away. So we did Italy, right? So using our table of contents, let's say our supervisor comes and he has a lot of work you've done and he just want to know everything that you said about Italy. When he clicks on this, it's going to bring them down straight to Italy. That is the main reason why I love a table of contents. It helps you to do what? To organize your work perfectly. The same thing goes on. If I want to know much about Adona, I can actually click on Adona. It's going to bring me down. So do you see how Notion has a lot of blocks we can actually use to do what? To do our work. And it's going to make it to be easier. And it's going to be what? It's going to be professional. Do you understand? So we have lots more of them. Example, another blocks that we can look into is what? Our divider block. We have our divider block. We have our quotes blocks. We have our link to page blocks. So a lot more of blocks. So maybe we'll not be able to finish all, but let's see how far we are going to do. This is our divided what? Our divided blocks, right? All right. So what is our divided blocks? You can actually do that by just typing a div, right? See, it's going to do what? It start giving you dividers, right? It start giving you what? Dividers. Or you can do what? You can 3 times. Do you see it? Just 3 times. Or you can use your slash div, right? Then enter button. Then here comes it. How can we use this? Let's say I want to differentiate what? I want to differentiate between everything I've written. Let's just go up and copy something. Let's just copy something that doesn't have, okay, let's just copy this, for example, so that we can see what we can actually use use our divider blocks to do, right? So you're working and I'm going to duplicate this, so it's going to be much. So we can actually make use of all those blocks that we've just put there, right? So let's say now I want to start moving the blocks, right? I want to start what? Using my blocks. So let's say I start bringing them to divide. Do you see how I can actually use a divider block to what? To put a divide my works, right? Do you see what happened? So you can actually do what? Do the same here. If you want to bring them to different sections, you can actually use it to divide what? Divide your works. So divider blocks is going to do what? Is going to enable you to do what? To put your works there perfectly. Do you understand? It's going to enable you to do what? To do your work what? Perfectly. Do you understand? So this is how we can actually use our divider blocks. Do you see? This is how we can actually do what? Use our dividers blocks when we are working in a Notion. So let's see what our quote blocks looks like. What blocks? You see the way I'm numbering them? I'm taking them one by one so that you don't get confused. Like a quote, a quote. Someone gives a quote. Like my best quote is like, "It never ends until it is over." It's never right. It's never ends until it's over, right? So you can add the name of the person that quotes, right? Or I can still hold my shift. So if I hold my shift and I click on enter, I will be able to do what? To have more quotes where I can add my name. So this is called what? A quote blocks. How do we get the old quote blocks? By using our slash, then we add what? We have our quotes. Do you understand? So this is how you are going to get your quotes blocks. Are we getting it? So don't forget to put what? To put your questions there for me. I want to have as many questions as possible before we finish this, right? So we have just a very few blocks. So let me now show you how we can actually do what? Link what? Link pages to block. How do we link pages to block? For us to do that, I'm going to leave this our lovely love work to do what? To get a new page, right? So let's say I want to name this one what? The basic. Let's say we are calling this the basic. We are creating what? We are creating a new what? A new page. And for us to do that, we want to add an icon. Let's show some love. Right, let's we are full of love today, right? All right, this is beautiful. So we can equally do the same thing by doing what? Changing our cover, right? We can actually choose anyone from here, or we can equally import from the lappy, right? So let's pick this beautiful flowers and use it for this our basic. I remember what we want to do. We want to do what? We want to link to page block. We want to link pages to a block, right? A page you can actually, or you can sync a page to, you can sync more than 2 or 3 pages. A lot of things to do with your Notion, man. All right, let's say we want to do what? We want to link to what? To pages, right? We want to do what? Link to pages, right? All right. So let's see. We put on a link to page. Do you see it? This is a link to page. So we've already named it, and this is what our link to page. So let's say for you to understand this, go back. I don't want this your drama now. Welcome to Notion. How did you fly to this place? The basic. This is the basic that we are using, right? So let's say I bring out my callouts, right? I want to make sure that all of them are where are inside my callout so that you're going to understand here. So here I can actually add, I want to add more what? I want to link all few pages together. Like what? I want to link my ITF here, right? I want to link another one. Which one can I can equally bring our whole folder. Do you understand? I can equally do what? I can equally link. Do you know how I knew these pages are linked? Do you see this icon here? Are you seeing the icon? So now I was able to do what? I've linked to these 2 pages together. So even if I come to my icon, you are going to see what? All those pages that we've linked together. And when we come to this, remember we did what? In our basic, we linked IT. IT what? IT, our IT fundamental plus, right? So we linked it with what? Under basic with our welcome to Notion. So you can link as many pages and as many folders together, right? By doing what? The only thing you need is to do what? To add your apps. Do you understand? The only thing you need is to do what? To add to your art. So let's go back to our beautiful security, because this is the one we are using to do the training, right? So we don't miss anything. All the blocks, I want them all to be together. Is that clear? So let's just take few questions, then I'm going to continue, right? Any question, please? So to make a table of content, you have to make it a headings and write stuff on. Yes, you need to have heading 1 and heading 2, sweetie. That's how it works, okay? So for it to good for you, ma'am, please help with recordings. Thank you. All right. Ma'am, please, if you are using your phone, how can I increase the lines? You are using your cell phone. It depends on the size or how the length of your phone, sweetie. You cannot do magic, remember, right? So that's the few questions here. No problem. So let's continue. All right. So the free ones left now is what is we've done our divided blocks. We've done our what? Let's see what we have under our breadcrumb blocks. We have what we call the breadcrumb blocks, right? And we have the command blocks and we have the medium blocks. Man, the blocks are many, right? The blocks are what? The blocks are many, right? So, but we are going to just take few of the basic ones that we will be using often. Anyway, most of them or all of them are all what? They are all very, very important. And you'll be seeing most of them when you start working, right? All right. So let's just see what the bread was. My friend said is a bread and the what? Breadcrumb. It's called the breadcrumb. I think there is an M here, right? Blocks. Yes, I think this is the correct pronunciation. So let's go and look for our breadcrumb, and this is it, right? Do you see what the breadcrumbs looks like? It has all organized all our what? All our folders in one. Do you understand? Let's go up and see how it crumbles. What is here? How do we get there? Notion, cybersecurity, and security. So this is going to enable you. Let's say you are working and you don't even remember which blocks or which sections you are working on. Immediately you use this block, it's going to remind you the section, the step, and where you are. Do you see how he said, welcome to Notion? Then you were in your ITF. From your ITF, you went to cybersecurity, and you are now you're working with under the what? Under the security, right? And we have the last one that I want us to talk about. It's called about the command what? The command blocks. The what? The command blocks. In this command blocks, you'll be able to do what? To deal with a lot of things like uh uh command at let's say I want to add dates. I want to do what? Add date. I want to add people. I want to link any of my pages. um I can add a sub page, right? I can link to my people like a Taiwo, right? So these are what we call what? The command. You have to use ads to do what? To build. Let's say you want to add ads today, right? So when you click here, you will be able to do what? You'll be able to know the day you are working on the project. We are working on this project on 21st of July. So here we'll be able to put the end date. We are equally going to end it today, right? Let's say we are ending it tomorrow anyway. So you can choose what? The format, the timing format, right? So if you want to include the time, you can actually do that. So we've selected our day, month, and year. So I love 24 hours more than 12 hours, right? Our zone, our time zone is our sweet Nigeria, Lagos, right? So this is how we are going to do what? Use our command what? Our command blocks. So your supervisor comes to your Notion and he finds out everything that this block was actually that Kyle was part of a team member that worked on this project, right? And the project started on 21st and is going to end. So we have a lot of commands you can actually do what? You can actually put when you are using what? A command what? A command blocks, right? So when you are using a command blocks, we have a lot of blocks that you can actually add. Is that clear? So I think we're going to put a hold on blocks. We have the code blocks, right? We have, I think it's called the man-made block, code blocks, the man-made what? Code blocks, right? And we have the sync blocks. I think these are the only two. Then we have the synced blocks. We have the man-made code blocks, and which one again? I hope I'm not losing anything behind. I think that's all. That's all the blocks we have. Then we have the last one I want us to check on is what? The media blocks, right? The what? The media blocks. Let's see the media blocks, right? All right. Let's use our hash button again and go down to what? To media, right? So this is our media block where you'll be able to add your pictures, your videos. You can actually upload a picture. You can actually do what? Upload a word. Let me see if this is my picture. All right. This is my picture, and you can actually do what? Bring it in. We can actually do what? Using our what? Our media, right? So when you click on hash, you can equally go down directly. So you'll be able to see what? The video. If you want to bring in any video for your supervisor, or you want to bring in an audio, or you want to embed a code, or you want to bring in a file, this is all possible when you are using what? When you are using your Notion. So we can actually do this by going to this what? By coming, okay, I think there is an option for us to embed a link. We can embed a link. For example, we want to embed our company link. We can actually do that by embedding the link of a video. We can copy a video, or we can do something like that. But let's say we are bringing in a video directly from our system, right? So this is a program video that we just created, so we can actually use it for this training. Do you understand? So this is the video. So using your Notion, you can actually do a lot of things with your Notion. Do you understand? You can see the blocks we've talked about. We talked about the headings block, the bulleted block, the numbered block, the do list, right? We talked about the toggle block, right? The page, the callouts, the quotes, the table, the divider, link to page. I think we've almost finished all of them, right? So we have the image. We've used the image. We can bring in our audio, right? We can bring in an audio. If there's if you have an audio that you want to bring in, maybe you want your team workers to listen to it, you can equally import what? A file. You can bring in a file, the same way we brought our videos and other things. You understand? Then we have our sweet database. That is the head of Notion. We have what we call the what. So before we talk about our database, let's see. We have a table of content we've talked about. We blocked the equation button. We have our button. So maybe I will talk about it. All right. We talked about the bread word, the bread column, right? I talked about the bread column, the toggle, the synced. I think we've not discussed about the synced block, so we can actually talk about the sync block. This is the code, the one I'm telling you. All right, let's just do the remaining three and move on. So we have the button blocks, right? We have the button block. This button block is so beautiful. It's so nice. Do you know why? Let's say, oh, sorry, I offed my video. I didn't. No, sorry, guys. So this button block is so beautiful. Do you know why? Let's say, in Notion, you have to pay for you to be able to use automation. You must pay. So let's say you don't want to pay, or you really want to use automation, you can actually do it free using this button blocks. And we can equally do it in our database. I'm going to show you guys too how you can actually use a automation button in your database. So which name are we going to use this one? Let's call it our man, right? This is our man. We can change this to is our man icon. Let me look for sweet love and put there. Do you understand? This is our man. So by default, already Notion has given us a button, right? The only trigger is when a button is clicked. This is a trigger. All right. Automation. Automation is something that happens when something happens, right? Let's go again. Automation is when something happens, the action. Like, for example, you slap someone. What will be the action? Both of you might fight, right? Is that okay? It's raining. What will be the action? Maybe your clothes is going to be wet, right? These are all triggers. Something is going to trigger something to happen, right? So you can actually understand what automation is. So let's say if this happens, what do I want it to happen? For example, I'm the supervisor of this project, and I might be very busy with other projects. I want in a situation that anytime a customer wants to know all our project list or all the products that we have in my company, I will be able to do what? I'm going to be able to send it, or it's going to be uploaded immediately without me coming back to answer, coming back to do what? To give back the question. So what is the trigger here? The trigger here is whenever a customer wants something, and the action will be what? What I'm going to build now. For example, now, you guys have understood what a trigger is. Let's say whenever they insert a button, a block, maybe up or down, or let's use below. Whenever there is what? Whenever they insert a block up or down, what do I want to happen? Now I want to use what we call the call out or the to-do list. Let's use a to-do list. Right? So let me just oh my gosh, I know you're pretty. Do you see that pretty woman? She's the one talking. So let's go to our to-do list. Remember what I told you? Anytime a customer wants our products, I don't want to keep on sending it to them. So now this is our IT support. They want to know everything. Virtual assistant, customer support, right? Our product and project management, right? Project and products. Sorry, it's project and sorry. Oh, me, I'm money. Project and products management, right? Project and oh, sorry, I keep on products, right? Management, data analytics, right? Anna, our data Anna, our cyber, right? Anyone, just many more, right? So whenever there is a button, they insert a block below. I want what? I want all our products to pump up. So I'm going to click on done. Let's see. Do you understand? So let's see if this is going to work. Remember the name, our men. So when I click on our men, do you see how our product pumps out? Right? So I don't need automation. Button blocks is going to do what? It's going to enable us, right, to have an automation or create an automation that whenever someone clicks on this button, is going to pop out. Another thing is that we can, is that there's a lot of actions. Let's see. There is a lot of actions here, right? Let's say we want to add more actions, like we can come to say when they add page to this, when they edit pages in this, when they send notification, or when they want me to make sure I confirm that I want this to repeat, right? And what is the question they will ask me? They will ask me, are you sure you want to continue writing out the products that your company have? I have an option to say yes, continue, or I can cancel, right? So when I go down to save, now, if I go back to click on this, our men now, it's going to do what? It's going to ask me your question because of why I've already automated that I want this question to pump up before all those products, all those our services are being listed out. So when I said yes, it's going to pump it up. But if I say no, of course, it's going to cancel it. So the bullets, sorry, the button blocks is going to enable you to set your automation perfectly using your Notion. Is that clear? Using what? Using your Notion. Then I've talked about all the sync blocks. No, sorry, I talked about all the media blocks. So, and this is our bullet blocks. Which one is left again? I think the media, right? Called Mermaidian. This is just about code, right? It's just about the code, right? So, for example, the live streams, you can copy the code and other things. So, it's about programmers. Like if you're a web developer, it's good you understand better, right? But I just want to make sure I mention all the blocks so you guys will understand how you can use it When you go back to watch this video again, you are going to understand it better, right? So let me just tell you what we've discussed about all the media blocks. So the database is the only thing left, and we're going to close in our Notion and face our ITF training, right? All right. So this is all. I want to make sure that we are not missing anyone. So mention at people page. I've done that, right? All right. Okay. Thank you so much, sweeties. Now let's go back to see what we have done so far before we move to what? Before we move to our database. Database is the father of the Notion, right? It's like a father of the Notion. So we started with our what? Our pages. Then we'll move down to our blocks. So we handle the to-do list block, bulleted, numbered, toggle, table of content, right? The table of contents. Where else do we handle? The divided, the call outs, lots more. I think we actually the media blocks, and we actually handled the bottom blocks and the mehmed code, right? All right, mehmed, right? Any questions, sweetie? What's the question? If you can't see it. Good evening, ma'am. Please, ma. Is the class? Yes, sweetie, the class is recorded. Don't worry about the classes, recorded. All right. All right. So now I want us to talk about what? Our database. I want us to do what? To create our database. So there are several two ways we can actually create our database. We can create our database by doing what? Our normal slash, right? So we can go to what table of what? We can actually do this. Let's say the name is going to be, let's name it first, Bazooka's database, right? Because it's very important. Bazooka's what? Database, right? So this is our database. So we are going to do what? We are going to bring up our icon because we actually want it to look like the name, right? So we want it to look like what? The name, or what will I use? Okay, let me use the logo. It's okay. The logo will be beautiful on that, right? So let's use the logo for this because it's going to, which one are we selecting? Anyone? No problem. It's okay. We selected this one, is okay, right? So this is a digital bazookas database where everything in the company is going to do what is going to happen. So remember, we can actually go by clicking our slash functions, and we go back to do what? To see our what? Our table view. We are looking for what? Our table view and what? And what? Uh, we want to work on our what? Our what? Oh, they're not even paying. Okay, I blocked everybody. I was expecting an answer. So we want to do what? We want to work on our table what? View database, right? We want to start working on our database, and you can see we've already finished everything about our block. So let's say we selected table database. Do you see the difference? This is different from the other table that we selected before, right? The one we used initially that I wrote the name of my students, right? So do you see the difference? Another way, another fine, beautiful way we can actually get this database is by what? Let's say I remove all this, right? All right, we can actually come to this. Do you see this ellipsis button? You can click on it and you're going to see all the database. So let's say we selected on the table. It's the same thing. Is that okay? So database, what is a database? The main, right? Data. All the data we collected, all the information, right? All everything, database, the data, all the information from start to finish. I used to refer a database like who? Like our father, the dad, the man, the head of the family, right? Everything starts on ends, organize with them, right? So let's go back and name our database again because we deleted the previous, right? So let's say this is a digital database, right? Data what? All right, this is, I'm writing daddy now. Database, right? So we can equally go ahead and do what? My man, sorry. I love my man. So let's put up a love there. All right. So we are going to use let's upload because we are talking about digital bazooka's what database. So do you see how easy it is for me to go to my laptop and upload things even when I'm working with tools, right? So this is why I love what? Which one do we use? Let's select this one again. All right, let's just select this. I don't know if this is going to suit, but let's just go with this, right? So we can actually reposition, right? So this is our database. We can write description of our database so that what? Let me see if I can reposition this. Yeah, so that Digital Bazooka will come up. All right, this is cool, right? Okay, let's continue. So I can put a description of here. I said this is all about what? For my teammates to understand what's all kind of database or what we are doing. I say everything about what? Right? About our sales or students or clients, or let's use students, right? All right, perfect. So I want to create a database for our student, everything about our student. From the name of the student, the email of the student, the phone number. I'm going to assign my team members to take care of each student. Do you understand? For you to be able to understand what we can actually do with a database, right? So by default, we'll not be able to change this, right? By default, right? So now let's start. The first one is what name, right? So let's say we said what students, let's put it like students, right? All right. So this is our students what? Students, let's say name, right? Let's just put it there. All right. So now we start writing our students, right? Oh, Taiwo. Taiwo, you've really Taiwo, you've really seen something for my hand, though. So I'm going to write what? Anyanwu. Sorry, these are the people like I can see like when I look at they're the first people that their names are pumping in my face. So I have Winnie, right? Winnie, I have you here. So let's just not just say we are selecting only 5 students now. So Divine, right? So we have Divine who is going to be next. Let me see if I can see. I have Patrick, Kola Wale. Patrick, I have you here, right? So we have Patrick, and the last person is what? Bolaji. Bolaji, right? All right. Did I spell your name very well? Because you hate me when I start writing names. All right. So you can see we have what? We have options to do what? To add what? Add an emoji or icon to them. Icons to them, right? So I'm going to start by giving them funny what? Emojis. So let me say, Taiwo, I added a baby for you, no problem. Yeah. So this is gonna be for Anyang. Eh? Chizoba, Chizoba, you love IT so much. And I'm adding this to what? To Winnie, right? So if anyone I sees, who am I going to give the bad one, self? Right? Who am I going to give that devil's head? Bolaje, do you want it? No, I'm not going to do that. I can't hurt you so much. All right, let's just say we finish giving all the icons. Bolaje, let me find small, beautiful, what's called flight. Where is the flight? So that you come and meet me very soon. Yeah, here you go. All right, sweetie. Okay. So you see the way I was able to do what? To create all the students' name, and I have an option to do what? To use the icons. The same thing because it's a block. Bulaja, you like the flight, right? Oh, who don't like better thing? So do you see, because it's block, we can actually do what? We can actually move it there up and down, right? Do you understand? Because it's a block, we can actually do what? Move it and reset it. So that's why is there. This is very beautiful. Now let's start adding their emails. For the first, these are what we call properties in properties property. In what? In Notion, they are called properties. So we are going to start adding the properties, the things that were going to enable us to work and organize what? Organize this our database perfectly, right? We've add their name, right? So I think it's better we add their email. right? Because we need all our students' emails for them to be able to do what? To receive our updates. Then we have their phone number. So we're going to start using the properties and see how they works. All right. Now, these students, I want to assign them to one or two of my sales team to monitor them. And here comes the assignee. And there is one good thing about what? About Notion. I can decide to change this to what? Assignee. Do you understand? So you have a right to do what? To edit properties, right? Do you see I've changed the name? Assignees, right? All right. So let's see. What else do you think we can, let's say the status. Maybe the student have started, or maybe the student have started, or have not started, or maybe the student is about to finish, or maybe the student is repeating the class. Then the checkbox. Have they paid? If they have paid, I want to tell my CEO they have paid, right? Right? Then coming to payments, right? Checkbox, right? Coming to payments, I want to use what? What should I use? Number. So using the number, I can actually do what? Change it to the payment or price. And there is one good thing about this. I can equally do what? Edit it. If I want to edit the format, I can decide to put it in US dollar and decide the decimal, right? Do you understand? So let's say we want to add more words. We want to add more functions. Then we start building up the date. Starting on the due date. Is that not necessary? Yeah, but I've not done something. I've not selected when the kind of product they have, and do they want to have a multiple products? Yes, I select them. Do you see how I'm making my dashboard looks, right? So I'm going to do one thing. Let's say we are using a company email, right? Because we will not be putting a bazooka SWAT empire at what? At Gmail. That's okay. That's our email, right? At gmail.com, right? So this is our company emails, right? Instead of me writing it one by one, do you know what I can do? Do you see this button? I can actually draw it and leave it. And all of them will have the same email. I love Notion. Touch yourself said Notion is a very sweet what tools, right? So the same thing, we can actually use what? Our company number, right? Our company what? Official number, right? So let's say this is our company official number and we want all our students to do what? To use the same number, right? All right. Now this is where my teammate comes in. Assignee. I want to make sure that everything Anyang wants, that Solomon is being assigned to him, right? All right. Winnie is a very difficult person. I'm stepping in as the CEO, so I want to handle Winnie. Kolade Taiwo. I want him to take care of what? Taiwo. So no, Taiwo, you're not going to take care of yourself. You're going to cheat us, right? So I'll be assigning who? I'll be assigning the manager to take care of Taiwo. Right? So now let's say Winnie is my teammate. Of course, don't worry about their names there. So we can actually do what? Assign, right? All our teammates, they are going to make sure, we're going to make sure that what happens, they take care of all our students. They were going to do what? Take care of all our students. So do you see how I'm using my Notion to do what? To organize all my students' what? Information. And I equally assigned our team to take care of each student, right? Now, whose student is this one? The first student is Anyanwu. Has Anyanwu started? I'm going to let my words, my supervisor to know if he has not started, right? Right? Okay, let's say Anyanwu has not started. I can equally come to this place and add a comment by telling her she has not started. She hasn't what? Started or something like started, right? Then I'm going to enter. Do you understand? So do you see the arrow showing there is what? There is a comment there, right? All right. Let's say who's the second one? The second student is Winnie, right? Winnie has actually is in progress. She's trying. So good thing about this is that you can actually come to what? You can come to your statue and do what? And rearrange them and set them properly, right? For example, How do I do that? I can come to this plus button. I can say to suit what we are doing. Started, in progress is okay, right? So I need what? I need a started, right? Yes, I need started. What else can we produce? On hold. Let's say somehow she says she's traveling. She will not be available, right? On hold. Then we have done. That means refresh. She want a refresh. I'm just putting as many, right? Refresh. She want a refresh. So how do I know all this, my status? I can actually do what? Come to this place and start giving them colors to differentiate them. So when I give them colors, I will be able to do what? To differentiate them. So on hold, oh, this is she want to refresh. So let's say on hold should be what? When someone is holding something, that's red. It's not progressive, right? So we put it on red. Started. Oh, my sweetie just started. We can give it what? A purple is okay for started. Are we progressing? So not started, the person is stagnant. Let's just use a color to do what I want to put a color, right? Hold on, 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 sweetie. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, right? Which color do we want to put for not started or not started? Which color do we give him? Yellow will be okay. He has not started, right? I want to make sure the colors are different. All right. So do you see how I was able to do what? To do what? To change the status. All right. Now I will start to do what? To inform my manager, right? This person is on hold. The student is what? Has just started the class and there is there in progress. And when he just do what? Finished our class. Do you understand? Are you getting it? Now I want to inform my supervisor, people that has actually finished their payment. I can come to use my checkbox, or I want to inform them the perfect student that we have. I can actually come to this place and click on there the ones, the students that are perfect, or I can unclick or check, sorry. I can check or I can uncheck. Do you understand? So this is how I'm going to use all these properties to do what? To start arranging my works. Payment. I want to say she paid only what? $50, right? She paid $50 and this one paid $25, right? She paid $30, so they still have some balance with me, right? And this might be $70 and she just paid what? $100. I'm giving you examples, right? So you can see we can actually do what? Do a lot of things with what? With what? Our what? Our notion. Do you understand? You see the way I'm starting. All right. Now here, I can edit and change the format. For let's say I want a full date, right? I want it to be like the day, the month, and the what? The year. I love 24 hours more. Right? Do I want to get a notification? Yes. I want to get a notification anytime they finish their class. Right? So I can actually change the types if I want to change it from date or I don't want it to be date and other things. But we are coming to that. I don't want to mix things up, right? So let's say I come to this place and Anyanwu actually started her training, right? But I want to add a ending date. She started on the 1st and she's going to graduate on 30th. Do you understand? So what is our I've done what? I've added a date when she started and when she's going to be due, right? So we can equally do what? We can include time. When am I expecting her to? When she started around I think it's 7 p.m., right? And she will graduate by 7 p.m. on 30th of this month. Do you understand? Do you see how great it is? We are building what? We are building what? Using what our notion to do what to create what and how to organize what all our students. Let's say I'm putting up let's say 9 a.m. here, all right, or 9 anything, then all right, do you understand? We can actually do the same. Maybe we don't want that, we just want to show only starting dates. We can actually click on this and that's all, right? What time you can show the time zone is here, right? We choose the Africa, right? Lagos is here. So I can actually add the time without adding an end date. Do you understand? So the time format, I can actually include my time by saying she started on by maybe 10 a.m. right? Is that clear? So now you can see the difference. I added the starting date and end date, but this is just the day she started. So I can go ahead and equally do the same, like putting up only a what starting date for him. He's going to start on 30th. He's going to do what start on the 31st, and this is going to do what is going to start on the 2nd of next month. I can equally decide to add the timing, and I will say that it's going to start by 4 p.m., right? Do you guys understand? Do you see how we are using our Notion to do what? To organize and add a details. Now, here, let's say I want to do what? I want to ensure I put all the courses or all the field that they are being trained on. So I will say what? The first person is being taking what? Cyber support, right? IT support. So she said she wants what? She wants a virtual what? Assistant, right? Right? And this person says she wants what? Customer support. Do you understand? Then we have our cybersecurity agents, right? Our cybersecurity, right? We have our data analytics, right? And we have what? Our projects management. So do you see how powerful this can be? Now, let's say we have students that actually want to take double courses, right? We have students that want to take double courses. She wants IT support and what? She wants equally to go for cybersecurity radar. Do you understand? So you can actually use this to do what? To create a powerful what? A powerful organize your work with your company. Do you understand? Do you see? So here, my supervisor is going to understand that she actually needed to go for double course, but she has started with what? With IT support. So after IT support, or she's going to take care of her cybersecurity later, or she is interested in the cybersecurity. So we can actually add our virtual, right? We can add our virtual, and we can add our what? Our customer support, right? All right. Let's say we want to now be data analytics. We added our data, right? Okay. We added our data, and we added what? Our projects management, right? We added our project, right? So these are what she's interested in. So we can equally come to this place and be choosing if they have a multiple word choice. This one a data analyst, and what he wants to take care of a project, and this one a project a project later, and he wants to equally to do IT support. Do you see how marvelous a Notion board can be? It's making our work to look so simple. We started by naming our customers, our students, the email, the phone number, assignees, status, the checkbox, the payment, how much each student has paid for the course, when they are starting and when they're expected to finish their courses, and the courses they are handling, and the courses they want to add up in future. So this is where we can add as many what properties as possible. We can actually do what? Add as many properties as possible. Like we can actually decide to upload, add a URL, right? So we can do a lot of things. For example, do you see our button? We can even we can bring in our button again, right? Because of what? Let me show you why you can actually build your button in here. When you go to this is automation button. Do you see what he told us? Upgrade. It's not free. Do you understand? It's not free for you to use automation in Notion. But with this kind of system, you can still use your button, right? With this, you can still do what? Use your button. And that means we can actually do what? Edit and create our button. Just the same way we did before, right? So we can actually come to this place and do what? And create our button. Do you understand? So what do we want it to be? The action. So we can decide when there is the edit a button, or we want to show a confirmation before we do what? Before we, are you sure? Do you see what is going to ask me? It's going to ask me if I'm sure. So we can equally do what? Add an action, right? So this is what there, we can add more action. This is our first action, right? So let's say we go down now and we save it, right? If I come to this, my button now, and I try to do it, it's going to keep on asking me if if I'm sure. I said yes. Remember the other one we built. How do we do that? We added what? We added, let's say we want to edit, right? So we added what? All right, we can actually delete this and we can actually do what? Add an action here, right? So we can add more actions. Do you understand? We can say when they open a page, when a page is open, what do we want to happen? Do you understand what I'm saying? So we can actually do what? Add many functions and automation, right? Using what? Using our button function. Do you understand? All right, this is our button properties. And I don't think there's any other one left. Files, yes, we can add a file. Let's say the student, they don't understand the kind of IT training we are giving. So we can decide to do what? To add some files for them to do what? To understand. So let's say I come to this place and I'm looking for IT. This should be a picture of our IT support. So I can bring it in. That means they will be able to see the files, right? They will be able to do what? To see the file. This is the file. Do you understand? So you can actually do what? Add all the file for all the students, right? I can add all the file uh, for what? All the students. I want it all down, right? So I've added all the files. So they will be able to see what? To see everything about our IT what? IT support. So these are what? These are our what? Our properties, right? We've added, you can put a text property where you are going to explain or text to a particular, if there's a particular thing you want to put in, maybe there's a particular description you want to leave for a particular person in your database, you can actually do that, right? So you can see how we wrap up what our database. Do you understand? So this is how you can actually use your database to do what? To do what? Uh, to do what? To organize your work. So another thing I want us to look into is our template. Let's say this is the every day we are preparing this kind of a database for our supervisors, right? So instead of us coming to work to do it every day, we can do one thing. We can actually turn it up into what? A template. So you can design and turn up a template in your Notion, right? So let's say we call this one what? Digital bazookas what? Template, right? Let's say this is a digital bazookas template. And when you read what it say, you are editing a template in what? Digital bazookas database. Do you understand? So we can actually come to this place and do what? And upload what? Let's say we are bringing something better now. Let's look for one of those, our beautiful what? Um, okay, let's just use this. It's okay. It's asking me which one I want. I prefer this one, the dark one. So let's say we are bringing it in here. So assigning, I want to assign this to myself so that anytime there is a new somebody I want to be involved. Anytime there is a new student added, I want to be involved. And our checklist, you can see that everything that we have in that in that our dashboard is here, right? So we have a date, email, files and media, select, payment. So it's like everything that I used to work on is there, right? So I can equally come down and do what? And add let's say I want to put up my company's product. So let's say add what? Let's to-do list, right? I can decide to do it. So not every time I'll be, because I want to turn it into what? Into a template, right? Not every time a customer will, a student will come or my supervisor will be asking me to do what? To list it for the students, right? So for that, I decided to, oh, sorry, there shouldn't be a virtual. All right. So I decided to do what? To create it as a template. Then I'm going to leave it. So anytime that a customer comes or a student needs it, I'm going to do what? Send it directly to the student. So when I'm done creating this, do you see? I've already turned our template. So everything that is in this our database is what is here, right? You can see them, all the properties that we added, they are all here, right? The file, the multi-select, so I don't need to like keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, right? So I've done that, and we have an option to do what? By default, you can equally change, copy links, duplicate, move to trash. If you want it to be smaller, like you want to have a more space, or you want it to appear very small, you can actually use all this. So when you go down, we can do what? We can import. You can equally log this page, right? You can translate it to any language. Oh man, somebody should say the Notion is the best project management tools, man. This is sweet product, right? This is a very sweet. We can export our template, our work, right? We can update and analyze even they have a virtual story histories. So if you want to see everything we've done when we start, let me just leave here. I need to do it step by step so that you guys will understand. Do you understand? All right. Now we've just created what? A template called the Bazooka's Empire template, right? So let's say we come to down to this place and we want to do what? We want to add what? A new what student. We added a new student, or we want to add a new page, but we don't want to start going to the process of this drama again. Then we can do what? We can come up and do what? And go to our template and click on Bazooka's Empire, and boom, it's going to come out there, right? Let me close this and show you. Let's go back to our, is this not it? Is this not our template that we just built, right? This is our template. Do you see how it pumps up? So even if we create a new what, a new page, right? Even if we create a new page and we don't just want to make drama, we can actually do what? We can actually do the same, right? Let's say this is what the base. Do you understand, my lovers? Do you understand? Let's say we just say, I want to come to this place and create a new one, right? So I can actually come to this place and do what? And start a fresh what? Work. Then I'm going to save as many templates as possible. Then when you go back to Digital Bazooka's database, we have an option to do what? To use our what? Our template, because we've created it. And I can equally do what? Create more database, right? For example, let me say that I named this one what? The base, right? I named this the base, and I decided to add an icon to it, like that's this kind of icon, right? Or I can equally, okay, this is another one. Okay, let's go out of this place. I want to do what? I want to create what? A folder, just the same thing we did before, right? Now I wanted to do what? I want to create a database folder, a data what? Base folder, right? So where I can do what? I can actually save all my what? All my database in this, right? That means I will be able to move both digital bazookas to my database. I can move the base, right? Where is it? This is digital bazookas, the database folder. Where is it? Right? So we can actually move this one to what? Database folder. Do you understand? So when you click on this, our folder, right? Let's go back and see. So we can actually debase, right? This is a folder. Do you see it? Then this is our database folder, right? The ones, and this is the one we are working on. So we can decide to build a folder and move all our database in one folder. This just the same thing we did when we started with our blocks, right? The same thing we did when we started with our blocks, that we build and what our welcome to Notion blocks, and we're able to move both cybersecurity, virtual assistant, IT support, and from cybersecurity, we're able to create our security folder. All right. Do you have a question before I start showing you how we can actually view our what? Our work we finish on our database. So another thing you want to learn about is that, see, oh my gosh, this is so sweet. Do you see how we arranged everything we've done? Is here, right? So I want to show you something again. We can actually do what? Let me go back. Let me see. I want to show you we can actually do what? View our database in a different form, right? In what? In a different form, right? So let's click on this and go down, because I want us to see how we can actually do what? View our database. Okay, date of birth suggested. Okay, I'll put it there. No need of date of birth. Thank you so much. See, do you see it suggested some things for us? right? It does what? It suggested some things for us. All right. So when we come to this place, we can actually have what? We have what we call the board. Do you remember the board? Someone that's worked with with Trello, the Kanban board, right? So we have a lot of options where we can actually do what? We can actually work with a different database, right? This is table. All right. Let's say we want to view it. We want to view it as a board. This is our work. Do you see how it turned up to be? Do you see how all our work has turned out to be as a what? As a board. This is what? Refresh. So you can see the student in refresh on hold. Taiwo is on hold, right? So started is a divine. Do you see how data has how actually we can view our database in different views? So when we come to this plus button, we can equally view it as a chart. If you want to view our work as a chart, it's going to pump up for us as a chart. Do you understand? This is our work, right? Do you see refresh? That is the status. On hold, started, not started, in progress, done. Do you understand? How many students is on hold? We have one, right? Started, right? Not started is 3, right? This is in progress is 2, and this is 1. So we can actually view our board as a list, as a table, as a what? This is as a list, right? This is as a list. So they are going to be on the straight line, right? This is a Bolaje. Then when you come on Bolaje and click on it, you're going to see everything we've registered on Bolaje, the email, the numbers. This is called the description area. Is that correct, man? If you have a question on Notions, ask me before we move to the next. Good evening, ma. Good evening, my love. Okay, ma. Please, how do we get the recorded versions? Are you to submit? No emails. I will be posting it in our YouTube, so you can go there and watch it. I want to post it for everybody. Last time we had issues on uploading to different emails. So today, after the class, we are going to post the videos, right? So we are going to post the videos. I think the Notion has taken all the time that we're supposed to use for our ITF, right? So if you have a question on Notion, or if there's any question, let me open a room for questions before we can see if we have time for ITF plus. So if you have a question, let me know, or we can fix the date again for ITF. Tell me what you guys want, because this is almost past 7 here. Any questions, sweeties? Okay, let me open up now because I think I took all the permission. You can unmute yourself, right? You can unmute yourself now, right? Check. Check. If you have a question, you want to talk, unmute all. All right. So if you have a question, please ask before we proceed. Any question? Any question about the Notion, anything you don't understand, anything you want to know more about the company, any courses you want to understand, or any training you want to understand better, let me know. Any question? Any question, Laras? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma, we can hear you.
Yes,
All right.
yes, yes, we can hear you.
So any question,
Yes,
please?
ma, no question for me. No question.
All right. So any questions,
Your
sweetie?
explanation is clear.
Oh, thank you
Now
so
for you
much.
to enter head, now you remain
To enter where?
head,
Head.
brain, brain.
All right, thank you, sweetie. I understand you. Let's postpone the ITF to other time. Do you guys agree? They want us to shift the ITF to some
I
other time.
agree.
All right, so
I agree.
if you agree, raise
Yes,
your
let's
hands.
shift it.